this is Dr. Stan DeKoven, and it's my privilege to be able to talk to you a bit today about Christian life coaching. Now, this is the video component of our course on certification as a Christian life coach. And so this is based upon the book I've written called Strategic Life Plan. And so again, if you're a part of the course and you already have all that information, hopefully you've already started to read the book. And so the videos really are designed as a bit of a highlight of the key things to be studying as you prepare yourself as a Christian life coach. So really, first session is about the introduction and looking then at chapter 1 from your book. And so really, what is Christian life coaching and why? I mean, we know what Christian life's all about. It's about living life to its fullest, kind of coming into the abundant life that has been promised to us by Christ. Jesus did say he's come that we might have life, and in that it be filled with the abundance, the blessing, the prosperity that God has for us. But so many people, especially probably newer Christians or Christians that have come out of maybe pretty dysfunctional family backgrounds, many of them are living way beneath really what God intended for them to live. And so really, Christian life coaching, it could be called lifestyle discipleship. There's a lot of different names you could give, but it really is it's a process to help someone to determine, number one, who are they? Where do they fit? What's life all about? What are my goals? What are my dreams? And then through a process of asking strategic questions and giving resources and guidance, you help that individual to move in the direction of fulfilling their purpose and their dreams. Now again, I assume you're taking this course because you see the need and you recognize that there are a lot of people, thousands of people, that are in desperate need of coaching, of guidance, of help and assistance. Now, these are folks that don't need intensive psychotherapy. There are people that need that as well. In fact, we know that in the average congregation, at any given time, there's about 10% of people that probably need personal, deep counseling ministry, inner healing, or whatever you want to call it. But the vast majority, in fact, everybody in the body of Christ needs to be a disciple and needs some level of coaching or help to make that happen. Obviously, pastors are actively involved in this process for most people. But as a church grows, as a congregation increases, the time that a local church pastor has to be able to minister to each individual becomes less and less. Not that the desire is less, but the time and the availability is less. And thus the need for trained men and women who can coach others in the direction of fulfilling their purpose in God. And so, really what coaching is about is changing the world. First of all, changing the world of the person that you're coaching. You're doing this really one person at a time. It's not about changing the entire universe, but really we change people one at a time. If you can help coach a husband, a wife, a teenager, and whatever you do to help them to move in the direction of fulfilling their goals and purposes, that is a big step in the direction of changing the world in which we live. And so part of the overall view and philosophy of coaching is to make sure that you're following certain core competencies. Now they're listed in your book, but I just want to go over these because they're very important. That you want to meet certain ethical guidelines. We're going to be talking about that in the course that you're taking. You want to establish a coaching agreement. We have samples of that. And you'll see that especially when we deal with our last course, which will be focused on how to start a coaching practice. You want to establish a relationship. Relationship is the key in all areas of ministry, but especially in coaching. Coaching is being present with people. Your attention is on them, which is pretty good for most people are looking for a certain amount of attention that way. but especially someone that you're coaching, you're attending to them and their needs. So you use a lot of active listening and powerful questioning and direct communication when it's going to help them to move forward in their journey. And so, it's really all about relationship. Many years ago, I was involved in a ministry called Youth for Christ. You may be familiar with that. And in my ministry, I was an associate director. I was just learning a bit about ministry. And the director over me, a brother named Rich Hansen, he and I went out, took some kids out to play racquetball. I was an athlete and winning was everything. And so, Rich wasn't a very good player, and these two kids we were playing against, they were actually winning. That was not acceptable. I had to fix that. And so I kind of took over the game, and we beat these kids 21-19, and I was victorious. After we said goodbye to the kids, we were walking back toward Rich's car, and he grabbed me by my shirt and slammed me against the wall and got in my face and said, "Don't you understand? It's not about winning. You have no ministry if you have no relationship." Well, I could have mopped the floor with Rich. He was probably, I think, 5'6" and 130 pounds soaking wet, but his words and his wisdom really got to me. No relationship, you really have no ministry at all. And in coaching, you're coming alongside someone to help them to deal with not the problems of the past, but perhaps the obstacles of the present, and to help them to establish clear goals for their future, and then help them to establish a path to achieve those goals. Coaching, especially Christian life coaching, is an incredible gift that we can give to others in the body of Christ. And so I just want to congratulate you on coming along in this journey. And we're trusting that all of the courses will be a great blessing to you, and that you will pursue the full certification with the International Association of Christian Counseling Professionals. So in our next session, we're going to talk a bit about the balanced life and what that's all about and other keys along that line.